Maybe we should do a show, Cooking with the Generations.
Yeah, you could do.
Because this is my son, Joe, who was, you were just a figment of my imagination when we started these cooking shows. And now here you are, you're 20 years old, you're in college, you're cooking for yourself now, and your roomies.
You did Kids in the Kitchen a long while back. Now you can do the grown-up kids in the kitchen.
Grown-up kids in the kitchen. Well, Joe, we're going to make something that I know you enjoy, but I don't know that you and I have ever made it together.
No, I don't think we have.
Yeah, it's a sweet bread called panettone. I have to say, Laura and I went to visit our daughter in Rome last year, and it was just around Christmas time. And the restaurant, or the little coffee shop near where my daughter's apartment is, had the most delicious panettone. We couldn't stop eating it. It was so unbelievable. And then we have friends, Beth and John, who came to our Christmas party last year and
gave us a great big one of these panettones, and we ate it for breakfast that Christmas morning. And that's one of my most distinct memories of last Christmas, because it was delicious. It was an awesome gift.
Yeah.
It was such like a treat to have that morning.
Yeah. So we're going to make this. The dough is actually really, really simple. You start with it's a rich dough. So this has got 5 egg yolks, not the whites, just the yolks, folks. These are the yolks. And put the 1/3 of a cup of sugar. And believe it or not, that's all the sugar that's in here.
Which is hard to believe, because it does come out tasting very, like, well, not very sweet.
But it tastes like cake, but I think that's partly the eggs and the butter and whatnot. I'm gonna whip these up. While that's whipping, if you would put in about a teaspoon of vanilla.
I guess I'm just going to approximate.
You could just use this.
All right.
It's all going to go in together.
I've never actually seen vanilla that wasn't, brown.
Okay. And now I'm going to put in, you know what we need, Joseph, our kitchen magician? We need some flour from the... Okay, so that's what I wanted to do, is to make sure that those eggs are nice and whipped up. And now I'm going to add in, this is the yeast that I have proofed already. This is 1 cup of water and 2 packages of yeast, or 2 tablespoons of yeast, or a tablespoon and a half, actually, if you're measuring it that way. And I need 2 cups of flour in here, Joe.
All right.
And I'm going to swap this out
for
the dough hook. Right. All right. Got that in there. This is the sugar. Oh, and salt. This is about a tablespoon of salt for flavor. Get rid of these things. And now I'm going to start this. Oh, add one more cup of flour.
Okay, to bring us to 3.
Yeah, because we have all those. It's actually the recipe calls for 4 to 5 cups of flour, but I want to make sure that there's enough in here for it to start to become a batter and not just a dough and not just a batter. All right. Don't want that to go too fast. I'm going to put this back here. And while that's what we're going to be doing to this, is to add a stick and a half of butter. Now this is what really makes this stuff, crazy. So
you've upgraded from stick of butter to stick and a half butter.
Well, that's because you're here. So if you would just cut that into chunks and add it. This is softened, the butter, so it'll incorporate, but it's going to change the texture of this dough as well and really make it yummy. So just keep adding them. But you got to put it in like a little bit at a time. So just keep adding them in. Right? Just keep going. Just watch yourself on that knife.
All right.
When Joe got his own apartment and kitchen, we had to get him a knife to work with. So you haven't cut yourself on that yet, have you?
I was going to say, I still have 10 fingers.
Okay.
Lost a toe, but, you know.
Don't drop that knife.
I was thinking as I was watching you make these other recipes today that there have been more decorative elements in this show than I've ever seen. It's like the Martha Stewart show of QED Cooks.
Of QED Cooks. Yeah, that's true. All right, one more half of butter.
Oh, boy.
So what happens is that it really is, it's somewhere between a batter and a dough because of all of the shortening that's in here. It's a little bit sweet, but not overly sweet. And it is, with all of the egg yolks, that's the other thing that enriches this dough. And the thing about a panettone also, because of all the shortening that's in it, once you bake these things, they will last for weeks and weeks and weeks, so that you can give it throughout the holiday season, and those gifts will still be terrific. All right, one more thing that I forgot to add, which is it's not too late, is lemon zest. For this recipe, it calls for the zest of 1 lemon. So I'm just going to use this zester.
While you do that, I think I'm going to
You're going to wash your hands, yeah.
briefly.
You could do orange zest if you wanted to. It's really, there are as many recipes as there are cooks for this stuff. All right. All right, and now what I'd like you to do, Joe, while I'm going to switch places with you.
Okay.
Because what I want you to do is to slowly add 1 more cup of flour to that. But I'm going to, this is some candied orange peel. You can see that that's really loose at this point. So I'm just going to cut these.
Right. So,
yeah, just sprinkle it in a little bit at a time to see how it starts to come together. And as soon as it starts to clean the side of the bowl, that's really enough flour. Now, this candied orange peel is, is another thing that I keep around the house because it's so great in flavoring things, and it's not hard to make. I think there is actually a recipe on our online at wqed.org for candied orange peel, and if there isn't, I'll make sure there is one. So, just add a little bit more, and we'll be good. Now, what you, yeah, that's probably enough. And what you want to do after that has gotten to that point is we can turn that off now. Is you want that dough to rise, and then once you do, yeah, if you can move that over out of the way. I just want to show a dough that we have made previously. So this is the dough, and it's really rich, and I had to refrigerate this.
I was going to say, this is probably a little tougher than you might expect.
Right. And what I just do is I sprinkle these on here, and I have some regular raisins and some sultana raisins. Distribute that a little bit, Joe. There you go. And these are sort of traditional panettone shapers or something. I don't know what you would want to call them. They come big, they come small. If you have a lot of dough, I guess, but you could make the big ones. For us, we would make a big one. But I think the small ones are fun. Okay, now once you have all of your dried ingredients, the fruits on there, then I'm just going to roll it. Just going to roll it up and press it all in and get that this way and that way. Now, if I were going to make one panettone, I would just put that right in there. If I'm going to make the small ones, I'll cut them into some pieces.
Ooh.
You see how all the pieces are distributed. And just fold it so that there's just dough on the top.
And you know, to emphasize even further, we put in orange peel and raisins. You could put in whatever you want.
Yes.
If you wanted chocolate chips, if you wanted, I don't know, little chunks of...
They make them all different ways. The chocolate is one of my favorites. So you put them in, let them crest, and we have some finished ones. You want to let these rise for about another 30 minutes to an hour, and then you pop them in an oven, and when they're done, whew, that's what they look like. And I want to cut that open to show what it looks like on the inside. And there's the, oh, and look, it comes right out of the paper. And Joe, you got to have a taste of this.
Oh, see, I was ready to just
Just
take
to eat that one. Yeah, you have this. Don't put your face in the food. Put the food in your face. Okay, that's the direction we want to go in. Yeah, I put chocolate bits in this one. Not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing at all. And it's so soft because of all that butter.
And moist and rich. If you get one of these as a gift, you're going to be happy for the rest of the holiday. Yes, that's right. You have great friends. So you can get this recipe and over 150 more terrific gifts from the kitchen recipes and ideas right now in this brand new cookbook.